looking here, Schlep has decided to lawyer up chat. So he is working here with Steiner Good, Greco and Hansley, and released this letter here. Hey, dear counsel, YouTube personality Schlep is retained this legal counsel in connection with the August 8th cease and desist sent by Roblox. So he is trying to, refute this cease and desist, right? Um, Roblox has documented problem with child predators using the app to access and sexually exploit the game's large target audience, users between the age of 8 and 18. Since it was launched, scores of high-profile incidents have occurred which involve familiar patterns of sexually explicit photographs and videos, and the worst instances committing sextortion are physically abusing these minor users. As a result of Roblox's failure to implement sufficient safeguards onto its app, its deceptive marketing of the game to parents is safe and educational for children. We now represent over 500 survivors of exploitation, grooming, and sexual abuse for which Roblox should be held accountable. And they talk about how they went on to file stuff for its people. So they now have a very big, what's looking like a class action lawsuit. These lawsuits, among many which have been filed recently across the country, because of Roblox neglect conduct in designing and marketing its game. The breadth and timing of the allegations made in these suits prove that despite 2 decades having passed since the game was launched, Roblox has remained an inherently dangerous and unsafe place for children. So we will answer any claim for breach of the terms of service with a motion under California's anti-slap statute, as is obvious to anybody found this story with the exposure and publicity which Schlep has garnered in recent days is the catalyst for your client's legal threats. It is evidence Roblox is threatening legal action to Schlep, valid exercise of constitutional rights of freedom, involving a public issue of the utmost importance. And they go on to kind of cite where that's from. So, given your client's actions against Schlep in recent days, it is clear to us, our client, and his millions of followers who support him by reposting hashtag free Schlep on their own platform and accounts. The Roblox is regrettably more concerned with deploying its vast resources to silence critics of the company rather than invest these resources into implementing reasonably available designs and features which will protect children. Mic drop, holy shit. We will vigorously defend any further threats made by your client against Schlep. We also reserve all rights in connection with legal action to hold Roblox accountable for the damage, harm, and trauma suffered by Schlep and our hundreds of other clients. So, very big drop on a document here against Schlep. Illegal cats refuting, oh my God, a ton of other clients are coming forward as well under this. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty big deal, chat. Absolutely insane. Even chat, you had a member of Congress, literally telling Roblox to free Schlep. So little members of Congress are saying, please free Schlep. This is bipartisan, both Republicans and Democrats see Roblox safety issues as a problem. And you have Rep. Laurie here, who says that while Roblox CEO gaslights us that safety has always been a top priority, community notes reveal the truth. The platform has a history of refusing to take action against sexual predators. This kid's game even hosts sex games. Parents beware. Hashtag free Schlep. A little congressional rep is saying free Schlep. That's crazy, chat. That's crazy. You know you fucked up when. To add to this, chat, even more, there's this person here, which I'm sure you know what a map is, but there's this person right here. I mean, this just points out the hypocrisy of
For the selling for maps account, well, I did the crazy thing. I don't know if I was stupid. Maybe I am an actual f***ing idiot. I tried reporting this profile. I reported it saying, yo, Roblox, maps, this is a dog whistle for predators, and the bio is in Morse code, soliciting photos. And I'm just going to refresh the page in case you don't believe me, but nothing happened to their profile, even though their username is clearly bad. And I'm pointing out their username because Roblox, what they're doing right now is they are moderating users with hashtag free Schlep in their display.
So let me get this straight. You're okay with moderating free Schlep, but not the people that are actual maps? What the fuck is wrong with you, Roblox?
Display name. If you put free Schlep in your display name on Roblox, you will get punished. Roblox will punish hashtag free Schlep, but not selling for maps 1. For the selling for...
I mean, what do you want me to say, Chad? The hypocrisy of this is nuts. It's actually nuts, Chad. Insane. So a lot of people are kind of calling to action to have the CEO of Roblox, David Baszucki, removed, and it's already reached over 100,000 signatures. Not a surprise here, right? The campaign accuses Roblox leadership of putting children on the platform at risk and ignoring community concerns. So maybe it might violate TOS King for a lot of places, right? A lot of platforms that might host Roblox. So very, very crazy that this is continuing to be a climbing number. And just to show like how like ineffective Roblox is, their CEO account, the account for the CEO, it was terminated randomly, and it did come back, right? But like, why are you terminating the CEO's account when you should be fucking terminating the maps people and the predators? Like, this fucking place has no idea what they're doing, chat. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. It's crazy. So, I mentioned this last time, but I did want to show you a video. Chris Hansen is looking into Roblox, and he is actually going to be doing a story on it. So let's take a look at what Chris Hansen had to say.
You may have heard that my streaming crime network, True Blue, and I are investigating the exploitation of children on the popular gaming platform Roblox. Well, it's absolutely true, and we're deep into it. I've already interviewed law enforcement investigators and victims of this horrible activity. And we have some collaborators, some people who've been working in this space, including Schlep, who have committed to help us in this endeavor. Will Roblox actually say anything about it? Will it make any changes? We're going to do our best to hold them accountable. Stay tuned. We're working hard on this project.
Good job. Amidst all of this public backlash, right? Do you think that Roblox decided to make any changes? Because remember, this is a large corporation. They have a lot of money. It's probably time to make a change, right, chat? So do you think they made a change? Yes or no? I see a lot of no's. Well, I'm going to tell you, chat, funny enough, they actually did make some changes. Except they're fucking horrible. What a surprise. So, let's go take a look, chat. Yeah, let's go take a look. So, here we go, guys. So David, the CEO, of course, of Roblox, came out with this announcement. Safety and civility have always been our top priority. Here's an update on our safety releases over the past few weeks, including our updated approach to vigilantism. We also preview additional releases in the works. Now, chat, I'm not going to play this full video because it's quite long, right? But I do have, at least for you, kind of a TLDR about all of it. Yeah, it's about 40 minutes. A lot of it's just kind of yapping. But I have watched it myself. But I did want to share with you at least the wrap-up, kind of what it's about, right? So they talked about trusted connections, age estimation, why we renamed friends to connections, sensitive issues, vigilantism, policy for games and private spaces and community safety council, investing more heavily in our partnerships and open sourcing our technology, rolling out volatile scene detection, volative scene detection. Anyway, so, and of course, chat, this kid's absolutely just fucking burned it around. Roblox has a history of ignoring child predator issues, silencing critics and even suing those who expose them. Now they're threatening legal action against Schlep for helping get predators arrested. And of course, here's all these. Roblox has a long history of not protecting children and not taking action against child sex predators. I mean, holy shit, dude. Look at that. But here is what Schlep adds on to this, which is really crazy. So, Schlep goes on to say, "Are we serious right now? You upset us reporting information to police before reporting it to Roblox on other platforms to create situations that would, then the video would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know." So literally, they're upset, chat, that they reported to police first and did not Roblox till after. You know, because it was like, it's very illegal, right? So, you know, definitely an illegal thing we need to report to Roblox first, because that totally makes sense, right? On top of that, Creek goes on to say, ban the sex games, ban Meat City, unban Schlep. Some good updates here, but a lot of this video feels very tone deaf to the actual issues the community is raising. So, again, chat, not a surprise here that there's a bunch of yapping and they're not really addressing the actual issues, right? Again, this is a huge problem that they're still not acknowledging that Schlep tried to help them, and they're upset that they reported it to the police first and not them. Like, what are you doing here? You know, what are you doing, Roblox? What's your thought process? So, Roblox actually now directly responded to Schlep. And before I show you this, chat, do you think it got better or do you think it got worse? Exactly, Crazy, exactly. It probably got worse. You guys are getting so good at this. You're getting so good at it. Yeah, here you go, chat. Roblox defended their decision to ban Schlep from the platform. Taking the law into your hands, your own hands, isn't safe in the real world. It's not safe online. This statement said, "That's why we work with law enforcement to hold bad actors accountable."
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What are you doing, Roblox? They literally work with law enforcement. You fucking idiots. They work with law enforcement. Schlep says, "So whenever I take the law into my own hands, work with law enforcement, we have 6 arrests of child predators in your community. Why did you do not think about felony child predator arrests? We were sending you." Exactly. And remember, he sent them physical evidence. It's not like they're going out there making citizen arrests and, you know, throwing like batarangs at the alleged people. They work with law enforcement and they get them arrested. They're doing the right thing. So they're not taking the law into their own hands. Insane, this is the response. So ultimately, chat, to add to this, you know, people are hitting Roblox where it really hurts, right? And that is in the wallet. Roblox has lost about 12.17 billion in market capitalization since August 6th. Holy shit, that is a lot of money. That's a lot of clams, chat. That's a lot of clams. Looking really, really bad for Roblox here as we continue through this. So I do have some good news, chat. I was actually waiting for this video to come out today, which is great. So anyway, there's a new video here with Schlep. Came out 4 hours ago talking about the situation. And on top of that, he's actually has Chris Hansen in this video. So let's take a look at Schlep's update as well as what, you know, Chris Hansen has to say. I mean, this is going to be a continuing problem, right? We're going to hear about this for a long time, but I'm really glad that people are stepping up to try to address the big problem, right?
Where we filter all the text and the voice, where we monitor for critical harms, where there's no image.
But what is this animation?
Things that might happen from that.
I want to start off by saying that we all want to keep Roblox safe.
Oh my god, this animation. Reminds me of that like old like
We
commercial.
share this view, and we know that there's members of our community. who
Oh,
feel
it is. It's a
about
parody
this
of the.
And you know
What commercial is that? It was a Nintendo commercial?
About how to keep Roblox safer.
I want to highlight we have always had safety as
Oh,
one of our
Apple.
priorities.
That was it. It was Apple.
Or the law or legislation. We've innovated with age estimation on our own because we want to keep people on our
this whole situation is kind of crazy.
Everybody go donate to this boy.
Yeah,
Schlep.
just a little bit.
Probably the worst decision this company has ever made.
I mean, again, guys, everybody has been talking about this. Not even just me. You know, this has reached the upper echelon. Asmongold, the really, really big streamers are talking about this chat.
Free Schlep on God.
Yeah, they actually need Schlep.
I'm wishing Schlep the best.
Roblox, you need to do something.
There's got to be something
Yep.
done.
Nobody at Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated.
Why should we support a platform that is taking steps to prevent predators from getting caught?
Yeah, even Kinchi's about it. Like, he's right. Why are people? Why would we want to support a company that is okay with protecting predators? Like, what the fuck?
Roblox has just lost $12 billion in
Got
market
him.
value following their response to their cease and desist letter
Got
against
him.
me. Just for context, I'm someone who's gotten 6
I see it,
predators
Toast.
within their community arrested in real life. That loss, though, isn't on me. It's a direct result of Roblox's own response to its child safety crisis. Instead of addressing the
If you're
real
just being
issues,
shitty,
Roblox
it's
has
a direct
doubled,
response to you being
tripled,
shitty.
even quadrupled down. They've put out statements after statements painting me and my team as reckless vigilantes while claiming that their platform is safe, when it absolutely is not. People are just seeing through
If your platform was safe, you wouldn't have these people that got arrested.
this. And that's
You
why a
know?
huge movement has started online called Free Schlep. It's been trending everywhere. Multiple members of Congress have now called out the company's child abuse problem. And the
Crazy
Attorney
if
General
fucking
of
Congress
Louisiana
in
has filed a
Louisiana
giant
sued them.
lawsuit against the company for, and I quote, prioritizing user growth, revenue, and profits over child
Yep.
safety. The day after the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market value dropped by $12 billion.
Got 'em.
In response, the company scrambled to roll out new policies targeting the very not safe for work games featured in the lawsuit and my videos, like for instance bathroom simulators. Mind you, the community has been calling out these games for years now, but still,
Yep.
even after everything, instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox simply slapped a 17+ label on them. They also launched a ban wave against some of the worst games they've knowingly hosted for years, games that have led thousands of children to getting extorted, and worse. Roblox's actions are nothing more than damage control for the
Yeah, it's just a band-aid. It's literally just to protect investment and continue to make money. They don't give a shit. They threw a band-aid on it, but let alone they actually just covered it up with paper. They didn't even put a band-aid on it. They just like put a piece of cloth over the injury and said, oh, it doesn't exist anymore, it's fine.
problems they've allowed to fester, when the entire community was screaming at them to fix these problems. And the community saw that killing the messenger was an act of war. Shortly after these changes, Roblox released a video so bad that it was community noted on Twitter twice. David Bazuki, the CEO
Oh, you know when you get community noted twice, he really fucked up.
of Roblox, Matt Kaufman, the chief safety officer of Roblox, and Eliza Jacobs, the senior director of product policy, did a 45-minute tech talk. Most of this is just corporate jumbo, but they go ahead and respond directly to their vigilante policy. Before I show this, I want you to remember, I'm the only person that Roblox has targeted with this vigilante policy.
Hey, chat, again, a vigilante, by definition, right? Let's go look at the definition of this. A vigilante is a member of a self-appointed group of citizens who undertake law enforcement in their community without legal authority, typically because legal agencies are thought to be inadequate. So again, they are taking the law into their own hands. There is no way that Schlep is doing that. They're not taking the law into their own hands. They're allowing things to happen, you know, and working with law enforcement to make these things happen. So they're not the one doing arrests, nothing like that. That's not even what's happening here. So, yo, Shadow, congratulations on your VIP! Incredible. Congratulations! 200,000 points. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you for all your support, Chad. I really appreciate you. That is a big, big achievement. Congratulations.
That they just created. Not even my team was moderated.
Thanks
or
for all your
given
support.
any legal
Thanks
letter.
for
I
being here.
begged for a clear line and even offered to keep much of my work private to help. And I'm no way obligated to do that. But instead, they went straight after me, moderating my accounts and sending a cease and desist before I could even react to the policy. And let's be clear about one thing. I'm not a vigilante. That means I'm taking the law into my own hands. We work with law enforcement, which is
As I
why
just
we
showed you.
have arrests. Roblox refuses to say my name because they'd have to acknowledge those arrests. But make no mistake,
But they would also have to acknowledge that they're targeting you.
They're responding to the outrage, which is about me.
Yeah, they would have
and
to
this is
acknowledge
what
they're
they have to
targeting
say
you.
about it. They first start off the interview by talking about how vigilantes started out as a good thing.
Both inside of Roblox, and I think that there are lots of people outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community.
Right, yeah,
at
they
heart.
would have been all like beat up and never turned over to law enforcement, right? They would also have to, basically by them calling them vigilantes too, they're acknowledging that law enforcement isn't adequate, which is a very important part of vigilantism, right? They're perfectly adequate because they've gotten 6 people.
We all want to keep Roblox safe. And you know what? We welcome them in part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer. And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying like, hey, they're reporting on issues on Roblox. They're talking about how we could do better. And you know, we paid really careful attention.
This statement is just laughing.
I mean, like, the thing is like, you can utter all the words you want. You can be like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, chat. Oh my God, yes. We're the best company in the world. And, oh, we love you so much. And we care about you. And we just want to give you all the mommy milkies in the world. But, like, bro, where's the actions behind it, you know? Oh, wait, there are none. That's the problem.
Hilarious. If Roblox is really paying attention, then what about when my mom emailed you guys about my own cheating case? What did you do then? Nothing. Actually, you kept paying the guy for years afterwards until you were literally forced to do something about it. If what Roblox was claiming was actually true, them listening to the community, why are the biggest content creators leaving your exclusive YouTuber program in protest of how you're moderating your platform? And I'm gonna actually bring up something later.
I mean, guys, that combined with all those numbers, that's easily like 20 million subscribers. 20 million people. Insane.
This interview to show you how much of a joke this is. This here is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox. Creecraft, one of the largest Roblox YouTubers, joined this game and within 4 seconds was exposed to not safe for work content. The community has been complaining about this game for almost a decade now, but Roblox has still continued to leave this game up and platform it. But CEO David Baszucki mentions this game by name, and here's their philosophy on this.
You know, I can see some of our community naming experiences on Roblox and just say, take it down, take it down, take it down. I'd say examples could be Meep City, for example. Can you share, like, why should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I think one thing that's really
they're sharing their experiences. I think Craig just showed you within 10 seconds. He logged on there with a new account, within 10 seconds discovered something that was adult. Like, what do you mean, show me? Oh, shit. Bro, if there's a problem, fix it.
Really challenging on this global immersive interactive platform is that we have content created by developers and creators and content created by the community, by the users that are in that game. And one thing that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is it?
That makes no fucking sense. You need to moderate them if they are breaking your rules. And on top of that, to add to that even more, chat, why are you not holding them accountable for creating an unsafe space for people in your game? That makes no sense. It's your platform. You're responsible for it. Developers, whoever, you're fucking responsible for creating a safe space. And you just right there said, oh, guess what? Blah, 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 blah. I don't care.
This is a crazy math problem. This is so simple. The creator of this game wants these people in their game. How is this even controversial? The developer is giving the tools to the player to make this inappropriate content. Blind eye unless the developers...
Sorry, my audio died for a second. My bad.
Are blatant...
Can y'all hear me okay? Everything good? Yeah, my audio died for a second. So y'all okay? Roblox here is no... Yeah, literally, like, it's like there's no fucking war in Bossing Say, right? Like, okay, thank you.
Making not safe for work games. And even then, it is still on the line if Roblox will take action. might have just went back on their word regarding Meep City. This game had every inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much overnight. It's unknown if Roblox made Alex Neutron, the creator of Meep City, do this, but either way, it shows the public pressure is working. Games that Roblox is doubling down on are folding, so that's why it's really important to keep...
It's always a give and take, right? Like, somebody can create something and it can be intended for good, and then things can be bad, right? So, like, you have to have that give and take. If it ultimately becomes bad, you have to take action, right? Regardless of intention.
Speaking up about this.
Literally, Omegle is like a
Then we
perfect
saw
example.
something change. What we saw is that some of these groups started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies. And so let me explain what that means. They would go and create accounts on Roblox claiming to be a child.
Roblox keeps repeating this same talking point, that I'm impersonating and pretending to be a child. But here's the reality. You have to pretend to be a child because if the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't even be a crime. You guys seem to be more upset that I'm pretending to be a child than predators are decoys. And if it wasn't our decoys, it would be a real person. It's also worth noting that the FBI, ICAC, and local law enforcement all use the same exact tactics.
Yep, they do the exact same thing. But we're really mad that you're using the same tactic that, actual law enforcement uses.
Would Roblox be willing to send them a cease and desist too? And their claim that I'm impersonating children is flat out false. Impersonation means I'm stealing the identity of a real child. From the very beginning, we've never used real kids. We don't send pictures of real children, and we create totally new identities.
I mean, you might be splitting hairs on this part, but regardless, you get his point, right, chat?
Is of age. The only difference is we tell these people that we are underage. This is
but the predators aren't getting banned, right?
What they're claiming. But what happens next is so wild that the CEO of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you? And they were seeking out adults. If you said that you were,
Roblox trying to make a decision. Here you go. Roblox trying to do the right thing. Yep. Same. This is how Roblox feels trying to make the right decision. They'll scream and do everything but,
move on. But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations, and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. So are you able to kind of...
David totally derails that conversation. That statement is probably the most wild made by Matt Kaufman in this whole interview. To simulate what, Matt Kaufman? Because it's not simulation. These are predators.
This is actually what's happening.
Someone that is real. And they a lot of times want to show up in person and do stuff to them in real life. And in my opinion, this shows how little Roblox actually cares about this problem. They can say whatever they want. They can talk about all the new safety features that they're rolling out, but it means nothing if lawsuits are being filed every single week against the company and headlines are making...
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about that last time we covered this, Fernando. But you're absolutely right.
About a new horrible situation happening because of this platform. I also want to say how they totally mischaracterize how I run my decoy operation. We are never the first to engage with any of the predators. They always contact our decoy account first.
So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults, and then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other platforms that don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. What policies are you talking about? What policies? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, brother,
yeah, Mom, I agree. There you go. Oh, brother. What? You don't... You don't have any policies. Oh my god. Oh, you mean a policy where you're like, oh yeah, vigilantes. Yeah, oh god. You know, Batman's in Gotham. He's coming to take you down. What the fuck are you talking about? What a fucking idiot. Oh my god. Oh yeah, they take him to other platforms that have the policies that we do. You know, because your policies have really protected people, right? You know? Like those 6 predators that got arrested? Wow, your policies really did a good job. Wow, congratulations, Roblox. You're really making a big difference with those policies. Fucking ha, wow. What a bunch of fucking morons. Like, you literally said that. You exited those words out of your mouth and stood by them. There's no way. There is no fucking way they're that delusional. Hey everybody, just a quick reminder, if you've been enjoying this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me a ton. Okay, back to the video. I don't know if they're just incompetent or they just are trying to cover this all up. Holy.
And they were using that activity that happened on other platforms to create situations that they would then video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know.
So you're telling me an illegal activity to be reported to Roblox first? Because I'm pretty sure if it's illegal, what is the first thing you're supposed to do, chat? Contact the authorities.
Roblox is accusing me of encouraging adults to talk inappropriately to people they shouldn't. That is not—
Look, here, it doesn't matter if they, like, elicit that stuff. These people are saying this stuff for the intention of using minors in an inappropriate way, period. End of story. That's it. Point blank, conversation over. And I think everybody would agree with that right now that's in chat. I don't even think that's a fucking... a conversation with an argument to be made. You know what I mean, chat? Jesus.
Not true, and if it was true, I wouldn't have a single arrest. We present ourselves as a naive kid who doesn't know about these topics. Crimes like this should obviously be reported to law enforcement first, not Roblox.
Exactly. Oh my god, somebody broke into my house. Quick! Quick! Call Roblox! I love that. Someone call Roblox. I'm being mugged. Please. Oh my god.
If Roblox is notified before the police, they can delete accounts, tip off the predators that are being investigated, and give them a chance to erase valuable evidence that the police need to prosecute. The fact that these predators are on the platform to begin with shows that their safety systems have failed. If Roblox did their jobs, there wouldn't be anybody for us to find. Roblox also claims that I'm moving these players to other platforms, but those platforms are linked directly on Roblox's own site. Roblox has actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They even own a bot on that other platform. Anyone can make an account 13 plus and see social media links on Roblox, and unsurprisingly, people in real life have been abducted because of this feature that Roblox allows. And when they say I'm creating these situations, that's
a good point.
Insulting.
I mean, it's still, I get what he's poking at. Like, their point is they're taking them off of Roblox, but I mean, I would argue, like, isn't that good? Aren't you occupying this predator's time off of Roblox now? Like, isn't that a net positive? It's like the guy that calls the scammers, right? And he takes up all their time. That's a good thing because they're not scamming other people. This person is not being a predator or preying on other people because they're no longer on Roblox anymore. They're investing their time into this fake person, right?
Not creating situations. These predators are trying to grab people within your community.
And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number one, the violation of our policies about being honest about how old you are. Number two, moving conversations off platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identify violative behavior to come and tell us so we could take action.
In Matt Kaufman's own words, in articles about vigilantes, he said law enforcement officials are best positioned to investigate potential crime. So why is he criticizing us for going to the police first? And it's not like we're not even reporting these things to Roblox. We do. We give Roblox the same Google Drive that we give to the cops.
But they don't
have
take
the first chat
action
until the very end where they're in handcuffs. And we have numerous fully documented instances where Roblox refused to take action until after we released videos that got millions of views. Also, waiting to tell Roblox in general is a policy violation? If you were on Roblox and went straight to the authorities instead of reporting it to Roblox first, could you technically be violating Roblox's terms of service?
I think some of these groups started off in a really good place, and they started off, really, and they still do really care about the community. The actions that they were taking were putting our community at greater risk and were violations of our policy.
How? Look, can I say something really quick, chat? I want to get to the core of this. They keep arguing X, Y, Z, blah, 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 violated policy, right? If your policy is in defense of predators, newsflash, it's fucked up. And you need to fix it.
He says I'm putting the community at risk. Roblox even went as far to accuse me and my team of being similar to predators. Think about that. They're implying I am preying on predators. So
yeah, I think Roblox is going to get investigated into big way ass
I'm very sorry for preying on the predators of your platform and getting them arrested and put in handcuffs, because I didn't ever want to see kids go through what I went through.
These actors that were coming on the platform, they were reaching out to dozens and dozens of people, and the vast majority of
So did you just acknowledge that there's dozens and dozens of shitty people?
those people were not responding to those engagements, and frankly, were harmed in that process.
I'm gonna show you this predator I caught.
Proof,
I sent a
proof.
message in the chat, and I got this
Where's
guy
the proof?
messaging me.
Yes, okay, how old are you? I ask him back how old he is, and he says he's older than 18. I tell him I'm years old. Do you mind me being younger? No, not really. If you can keep it a secret between us, though. And he does Predator Strat 101. He asks for my Snap or Discord. And the reason why he's asking for Snap is because the messages delete. I tell him Discord, and I get on Discord with him, and the messages begin right away.
Throughout that entire process, where did I harm anyone? Because the real harm was
Yeah,
Roblox
exactly.
letting
It's
this
just the DM between
game
that person.
exist on their platform for years. It only disappeared after Hindenburg, an investment research firm, went ahead and exposed Roblox for hosting this experience. And conveniently, it vanished the moment they showcased this predator catch. Notice as well how I wasn't the one to ask for Discord or Snapchat. The predator did. These were the sort of people interacting with our decoys, and so many people are becoming
I mean, again, I want to know if you see it harm the community. Prove it.
victimized from people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What? Roblox's
Where?
own algorithm recommends inappropriate items to people. Roblox actively hosts not safe for work games for children. Roblox themselves, in this interview, doubled down on one of the most infamous instances of inappropriate
Policy, blah, 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 blah. Policy, blah, 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 blah. Again, this is like a hot word that they keep using as a shield, right? Okay. However, if a policy is poorly written and you're getting the effect of something that you don't want, then your policy is poor and you need to adjust it. It's very simple.
behavior that they've allowed for nearly a decade, and they're really going at me for normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the other piece is oftentimes the sort of evidence that was collected, the video evidence, was really difficult to verify, really difficult for us. And if law enforcement had to verify it, then they're talking about subpoenas. And so I think something that sometimes seems obvious to folks in the community really is just much more complicated on the back end.
I'm not sure how the evidence that I was sending you guys was hard to verify. I sent you guys screen recordings of us scrolling through the entire chat on mobile, and a lot of the stuff that happens is happening directly within Roblox. Like, for instance, when Roblox refused to ban this predator, we got arrested in Hawaii, and he was literally talking in-game about planning the meetup in real life on Roblox. With all that being said, I wanted to ask someone who's been working with law enforcement and has been doing predator catching since before I was even born. So I decided to take a seat with Chris Hansen to catch some answers.
Bro, now that Chris Hansen is involved, you're kind of fucked, Roblox.
I'm co-founder and correspondent reporter for the True Blue Streaming Crime Network. We do a lot of crime and investigative reporting. Our Takedown series, which exposes predators trying to exploit children online. And we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project, exposing...
Yeah, Shadow Dragon, it's insane to me. I don't know.
I wanted to
I don't
ask
know
you
anymore.
about some of the comments
It's
that
wild.
Roblox has specifically stated about like
Oh
predator
yeah, Roblox
catching.
is
One of the main
cooked.
complaints is pretending to be a child.
I mean, they already lost $12 billion and some change, so I mean, it's hitting them
I
hard.
know your answer. It's kind of obvious, but the importance of using decoy accounts to just find different predators.
Well, we couldn't do it without using decoy accounts. In the very beginning,
Exactly.
we had an online watchdog group.
What are you gonna do? Use put actual like children? You know what I mean? Like there has to be a decoy account. You know, like that is inherently part of the tactic. You know.
For Justice do that work, and now and for the last several years, it's been members of law enforcement who have posed as children online, merely sitting in one of these areas, and they wait to be approached by somebody who is seeking to exploit children. And then the conversation takes place. It all happens according to the law, and then that gets turned over. Now, I understand that anytime somebody is not with law enforcement, it gives pause to a corporation. It's like, okay, here's this kid.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly,
know whether he's
Rain.
following
Like,
the rules properly.
oh, you lied about your age. Sorry, we're gonna ban you. Oh yeah, they're supposed to use real children as decoys? Like, what the fuck? What kind of logic is that, you know?
I don't know if he's running this by a lawyer. Maybe you could argue that they just don't want that sort of activity on their platform, but you'd think they'd be more worried about the activity that you're exposing.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Let's worry about that, number one, and then you can have a conversation with young Schlep. I mean, if I were the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get out in front of this thing and do what would be a...
But find the strategies and create a subsection of people that are using this tactic to make the community a safer place. Instead of punishing Schlep, why are they not having him front a, I don't know, a section of the company to uncover these predators, right? That's what they should have done.
Fantastic promotional move. I'm a little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high-tech world who invented this stuff in some ways. You know, why don't they get ahead of it and get a young guy on their team? I mean, that's what I'm doing with you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's not that hard to figure out. I learned a long time ago that if you're not listening to the youngest guy or girl in the room, you're missing opportunity. You have to evolve and you have to keep on top of this technology and you have to bring new ideas into the room to do your job. My job is to expose bad people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I've made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning. Give us a private line. We are open to communicate with you. We want to talk with you guys. We know a lot of these really bad actors. And the
It's really sad that they are trying to put out the line of communication and Roblox are just like, you know, middle finger, right? And they make a policy to punish you.
first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist letter.
It's horrible from a public image standpoint. I mean, you're killing the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, you know, tasers and smoke guns. I mean, you can provide information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints that Roblox had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start to finish conversation of everything that took place. Did you guys ever reach out to social media sites before this sting goes down?
No, we always go to law enforcement. We work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that is to ensure a successful prosecution. That's why the prosecution rate in these states is, you know, like 99.1%. It's law enforcement first, then they can deal with the corporation. The corporation should be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement.
Yeah, like why would you ever put the corporation first, right? Like, what are they gonna do? I mean, they pass along evidence, but it's just gonna take more time. Always go to law enforcement first.
I'm gonna read to you a quote
Everyone
from
who said themselves
Roblox's
are good to see
corporate
Roblox
blog
are the best.
describing
Yeah.
our operations.
Yeah.
Similar to actual predators, they often impersonate my actively approach users and then
What
try to
the
lead
fuck?
them onto different platforms to have sexually explicit conversations. We obviously do
That is
not
the
talk
dumbest
to these
thing.
predators. We don't impersonate real children. Our decoys are, you know, adults.
Well, I think if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, that's wrong. Based upon what you've said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You merely set up a profile as somebody who's underage, and you exist in that room until an adult approaches one of your decoys. Then if conversation takes place, they get exposed, and that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both on your platform as a citizen journalist.
I don't know, Soulheart. I don't know.
And to Roblox.
I guess that's a good question, right?
As a corporate citizen.
I thought it was kind of wild how they compared what we're doing to actual predators.
Well, if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, yeah, that's horrible. This entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox, because anything that creates awareness and a dialogue is important. And you need to tell parents that this stuff is...
It just sucks that we're having to, like, I don't know, like, burn everything down to get them to actually be like, oh, you know, that's the worst part about this, is how much effort it's taking to get them to actually take action, you know? And even then, it's half-assed.
Are out there, and then if your child is approached by a predator, they need to come to the parents. I mean, that's the first line of defense. It's great what you're doing. It's great what I do. And it's really great that law enforcement and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children does all this work every day across the
Exactly, Zathan. And that's what's nuts about it.
takes a look at some of this stuff. What's not great is the lack of connection here that could make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have to show parents what goes on here, and they have to have the discussion with kids and say, hey, be careful.
What made you like
Hey,
interested
just
into
don't even
like
get a
getting into
Roblox.
Roblox?
You know, I was personally getting communications on social media saying, you need to look into this, you need to look into this, you need to look into this. And then we saw a big case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for and actually giving them Robux and having them exploit siblings and other. It made headlines down in Marion County, Florida, and so I started digging into it.
Absolutely
we
horrible.
Contacts with that sheriff's department there, and we actually, ironically, just did a predator sting, a takedown sting down there. So we started with an interview there, and it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was a 10-year-old girl who was exploited on Roblox by a...
Good chat. I mean, if you think about all the people they've caught, right? That is now, what, 8 people that have, that from Roblox in itself, have been caught and convicted.
And all the way over in England.
And I bet you that number is so much higher.
Victim's mother, and you know, all of a sudden, all these cases started developing, including the lawsuit by the Attorney General in Louisiana.
It's interesting you mentioned Florida because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed.
Polk County, as you know, is where Sheriff Grady Judd is, and they're very active in this space.
Oh, yeah.
We do work with them as well. First of all, it breaks my
Yeah,
heart.
it's got to be a huge number.
You had to deal
Astronomical.
with this as a younger guy on this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon and advantage of, and that it went to the extent it did, it breaks my heart. And this is why we do these investigations. But to see you at your age turn it into a positive and do something about it, I think is incredible and admirable.
Thank you. I appreciate
From a guy
it.
who's been kicking around doing this for 42 or 43 years now, it's really cool, because when I started on television, I was your age. I was 22 years old. So when I see
God, he looks so young there. Like, holy shit.
a young person do this kind of work, it's very impressive to me, because I know what it takes.
Yeah, I mean,
It's important work,
very
too.
crazy when you start looking into this stuff.
That's important work,
it's
too.
a rabbit hole. It only gets more disturbing the more you see it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, like, seeing reruns of this shit, you know? Like,
We announced that we're doing this documentary and that you are collaborating. I am overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, I saw a tweet on Twitter. It got like 160,000 likes that you're just even looking into the platform. Because that's the thing, people have known about these issues for so long, but journalists haven't done enough to like really look into it. And now it's starting to break into the world where everybody is starting to like start to be aware.
Now you're seeing more mainstream, you know, outlets.
which is good, right? That's the
Look,
intention
we
of
get
all
the
this.
ability to-
We need
to
the
infiltrate
spotlight on
this
us, right?
world, because we've been doing it
Sunlight
for
is the
21
greatest
years.
bleach.
First with To Catch a Predator, and for the last 2.5 years at True Blue, our streaming crime network, with Takedown. So we we know how to do this and work with law enforcement. Now, a lot of people can go
What's
out
up,
and
Scritch?
do
How are you?
this stuff independently, but here you are, a good example of somebody who has done the work and given it to law enforcement. And that's the key here, because if you expose these guys and, make fun of them and do a Borat kind of thing, like some other content creators, they often don't face the consequences. They don't have to register as a offender. They don't get prosecuted.
Yeah.
And that's insane. Scritch, how are you, sweetheart? Thanks for joining us. I have a question for you, Scritch, and I have a question for the rest of chat. When you first followed chat, how did you discover me? Was it through another website? Were you scrolling through Twitch? How did you come across my channel? I'm very interested to know.
And I think the thing is too, a lot of the reason why I have to make this content is because we reach out to Roblox, we give them the emails,
and they don't do
we
shit.
give them all the information. They don't respond until after we publish a video that gets
How
millions
did I
of views on
find
YouTube. It makes me concerned because if
YouTube?
we're getting that, what are real victims getting?
Look, I
Red Club,
understand
YouTube.
a little bit
What's up,
Roblox
Frog?
situation here. They're trying to
YouTube! That kind of surprises me in a lot of ways, because I feel like my YouTube is small, but I think I need to start shifting my mindset quite a bit, because I think my YouTube is starting to get bigger. So, like, I think I need to think about that more. Talk a stream, yeah. Rusu, oh my god, I miss her from Roblox. No! We're doing VP. Oh, Koi Fishing Collab, yes! Oh my god, I miss Ko. He's been so busy, though. Red Club, YouTube, VP, yeah, a lot of Twitch, a lot of YouTube. Leshy, oh my god, I love Leshy. I'm recommending something on Twitch venue like this a week or so. Gotcha, Cat. Thanks for joining us. Me, it's a mix of her new name tossed around. Oh, we're putting a what happened to Megalodon? Gotcha. I remember that. Yeah, that was a crazy one. Even to you, I didn't kidnap you. I'm always interested to know, so thank you for answering, y'all.
When they see something, they are mandated to report that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which then refers it to law enforcement. And that's good, and they should be doing that. But
I remember, guys, at Disney, they actually have a video that they show you about child safety, and it has Chris Hansen in it. But, like, he's so influential,
They wouldn't also take advantage of information.
All the
given to
Kinji
them.
stuff. Wait, which one was that, Tuxedo? That is stuff with Kage and all them?
Me that they wouldn't see the
And,
opportunity here
Dove?
to be an ally of yours as opposed to somebody who, they're making an example of and saying,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that one.
I don't understand that. From a
That was
corporate
the thing.
citizen aspect, it doesn't make sense. From a public relations standpoint, it doesn't make sense. And from a justice-seeking standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So
I'm just really glad that we are getting acknowledgement from somebody who's done this for 40 years that Roblox, I don't know a better way to say this, it's just fucking stupid. Like, at least, like, people are acknowledging they're really fucking stupid. Yeah, I think so. I mean, chat, I'm not crazy, am I? Like, do you look at this and go, yeah, Roblox, you're being stupid?
I don't know, and I hope that during the course of this, that I'll get a chance to sit down with somebody at Roblox, and I have a feeling that's going to happen. But I'm going to be posing all of those questions when that interview takes place.
To young people who look up to you and see predators in
Bro,
online
he's
spaces,
gonna
what
annihilate
is the
them.
single most important step that they can take to protect themselves?
I would be hesitant to tell people to conduct their own investigations, but I'm adamant that you
Absolutely,
got to report
Captain.
this stuff to your local law enforcement agency. You got to report it to the service provider. You got to report it to the platform. Hopefully, between those three things, you get some action. I think 15, 20 years ago, law enforcement would be a little overwhelmed by this.
What's up, Beast? How are you?
If you're in a small town, you go to the police department, say this happened, they say, okay, well, I'm not sure how to investigate it. Well, today, every department has the ability to investigate this stuff, and they are very willing to take these cases on.
It's an absolute honor to have.
Do you hear that? They're very willing to take these cases on. There are people that want to help and do good. Yeah, Roblox are just like trying to put up a shield to protect these fucking awful people. Like, what the fuck?
Chris Hansen featured on this channel. Chris Hansen is flying me out soon to actually feature in his Roblox documentary about exploitation. With everything that we've learned so far, one question persists. Why did I get this cease and desist? I'll let this alleged former Roblox employee answer this question for you.
Here we go.
You have to make a decision, right? You keep your players safe, but then it would be less of them on the platform. Or you just let them do what they want to do. And then all the numbers look good, and investors will be happy.
Yep.
You might just be thinking this is one alleged Roblox employee. Well, Bloomberg is claiming that 8 Roblox
No, that was not
employees
James
told a
Hetfield.
very similar story to this in 2024. Roblox actively
The
forces
corpo
victims
answer,
of the
yep.
platform into arbitration, a tactic so unethical that platforms like Uber and Lyft actually have policies against doing this. The reason they're doing it is even more outrageous. Because this person received so many benefits from using the platform, he cannot now complain that Roblox is trying to prevent him from seeking justice in court for the life-altering harm he suffered. Here's why I personally care
that's arbitration. Pretty crazy.
so much about this problem.
Who's been offered free Robux?
They saw
to do
stuff.
something that was
They
inappropriate
saw stuff.
in the game.
They knew it was going
Or
on.
Someone has said, "I'll give you some free Robux if you come and follow me on."
They knew stuff was going on. Deception. The problem is they didn't act. You know what I mean?
Snapchat or TikTok or something
Or
like
do
that.
the right
Who's
thing,
had
or
that
take the
happen?
steps they needed to.
Okay, loads of you.
I've seen a lot of corruption in big tech.
That's horrible.
But I've never seen a company harm this many young people at the scale
Illuminati
of Roblox.
level
They can say
corruption.
whatever they want about safety or try to discredit me, but the arrests and their response to those arrests speak louder than any PR statement that they could possibly make. This isn't just about moderation.
Absolutely.
The rot goes all the way up to the CEO, a man whose vision includes adding dating to this platform and defending predatory games like Meep City. It's not even negligence, it's his literal philosophy. The narrative around Roblox needs to change. People have to understand what this platform actually is. Share what's happening, talk about it. Make sure your friends, parents, journalists, and lawmakers know how deep these problems run. Call your congressman and tell him he won't stand by while Roblox puts children in danger.
Yeah, it does feel like they've had inherent knowledge that this has been going on for a long time, right? But if this happens, so you have to take action. And for them, I think it's just about like, it costs money, it takes effort, and they just don't want to do that. And that's what's fucked up about it, chat.
The alarm for over a year as a whistleblower, and Roblox's leadership has tried to silence me. What needs to happen is David Baszucki needs to sit in front of Congress under oath, and he needs to explain why so many people have been abducted and abused on his platform, and why his company is choosing profits over safety.
Sadly, many companies choose to do this, right? They choose profits over morals, right? But I would say, chat, when it comes to children's safety, this is one of the highest callings of morality, right? This is not something that you fuck around with. This is not something that a child should be exposed to in any way, shape, or form. So by their silence and non-action, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes about the CEO, it speaks volumes about the company, it speaks volumes about their quote-unquote policies. There needs to be change, and hopefully doing and all these other things that are coming out will draw some change, because right now they clearly don't give a fuck, right? They're just making policies to punish the people that are helping. Even, Chris Hansen is like, they're doing this wrong. Why would they want to do it this way? It's crazy to me. This is real life, so real things can happen. Yep. I mean, Chad, imagine this. What if I asked you all a question not too long ago, you might remember, but I asked you all, have you ever been exposed to anything that was inappropriate? And most of you in this stream said yes. And that really is sad, because I wish when I was a child that didn't happen to me. But for anybody that is here that might have children, right? What if your children were exposed to something like this? Or your future children, or whoever, right? Like, I mean, I could not imagine that. It's so horrible, you know what I mean? I would never, ever want that for anybody. And I would want for all of your children to be protected. Or maybe your little sister, or your family members, your cousin, your next door neighbor. Like, anybody can be affected by something so horrible. So I want you guys to know this is going on, and I want to talk about it so that way we can hopefully incite some change, because children should not be exposed to some of these horrible things,